Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk Fyreslayers, and in particular, we're going to talk what we would like to see from a brand new Battletome. And for me, there are 4 big things I would like to see. Now, this is going to exclude any model wants, because I do feel that this year, and generally how these jewel boxes are released with no miniatures alongside the release, you generally get the jewel box, 2 miniatures released in them, and then you get some new models. I don't think we're going to see any new models outside of the single character we've seen so far for the Fyreslayers. However, I would love to be proved correct, and I would still love to hear the ideas of people on what you would think you would like to see for new units for Fyreslayers. They are, without a doubt, the army that needs the most new units, and it's a little bit disappointing they're not getting them, but I am interested to see where we sort of go with Fyreslayers from here and what the new character brings to the table. And I do think there are some things we can do to change up the army and give it some new unit options without actually giving it new kits. And so in this video today, we're going to talk about Fyreslayers, and we're going to talk about 4 things in particular we'd like to see from a brand new Battletome for the faction. And of course, like always, love to hear everyone else's thoughts and ideas and opinions on what we say in the video. Let us know all of this down in the comments below. But without further ado, let's get cracking on, and this is 4 things we would like to see in a new Fyreslayers Battletome. And so, my first one is changing many command abilities in the army to regular abilities, and in general, spreading out the buffs and allowing the Fyreslayers to put those multiple stacks on units like they used to. Maybe not to the same extent that we had those unkillable Hearthguard Berserker blocks, but we definitely, with the one use only, does limit them as well, and how we can use them. But I think when we got a bunch of changes to the addition and how Fyreslayers sort of work, the ability to not stack command abilities and not have the same one used has really hurt some of the units. Now, we don't necessarily need to go back to where they were, though I don't think Fyreslayers were ever such a problem with anything that they could do. They always had their negatives in the army based on, speed and all of that they lacked in general. So I'd like to see a few of the command abilities for the army turn into regular abilities to allow you to sort of put multiple buffs on the same unit. And this could help, just bring the army up and give us some more versatility. And these buffs as well could work on different units. We don't necessarily need to see everything going on to Hearthguard Berserkers. Maybe keyword some to Volcarts and keyword some to the Auric Hearthguard as well, and even characters as well, and spread these abilities around, give them more, and hopefully we can see a more varied Fyreslayer force. And I get that is, maybe a joke in itself of a varied Fyreslayers force, but I would like to see a Fyreslayers army really be an army where we see all the major units, well, the 3 that we have. So we do see in every army Hearthguard Berserkers, Volca Berserkers, and Auric Hearthguard in every army. I think that is the aim. We only have 3 units, and I want to see all 3 units in every army almost on the table for Fyreslayers. Number 2, Magma units. Now, hear me out on how we do this. I know you cannot take that back piece off a Magma, so unmounted Magma are not an option because there is a hole in the back of that model where that throne sits. However, what if we changed Rune Sons to not be heroes? Instead, Rune Sons became a unit, much like how Beast Riders aren't a hero. We really don't need Rune Sons as a hero, or at least not on Magma. So you could have a Rune Sun on Magma as a unit for the army, as a behemoth unit option, potentially even maybe some battle line option for it as well. But I think this could be a cool change to the army, giving them actual monsters throughout the army that don't have to just be their heroes. This will allow you to take, a cheaper version of the Magma within your force multiple times, and have those cool centerpieces to your army, breaking up that monotony of bodies that generally is a Fyreslayers force. You could also do some cool things with this, have the ones that are units maybe have the ability to outflank or something like that. Maybe they're scouts, maybe they get pre-game moves or something. Maybe they're temperamental and they get more attacks on the charge in these units, so they're much more of a glass cannon style unit. There's a lot you could do with this, and I think maybe changing the Rune Sons, or at least maybe changing one of the weapon options. So maybe the 2 axe wielding model we have here isn't actually a Rune Sun anymore. It's now a Magma Initiate or something like that. And then the one with the spear is the actual Rune Sun now. Give us the 3 different options, much like how we changed Vordry to be a particular build of the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. I do think there's some options here on how we can sort of work this around to make Magma units a thing for the army without a new kit. Number 3, Volca Berserker changes. Now, this is a unit that I feel is just completely I guess, overshadowed by the other options, and maybe this is where Battleline needs to come into it. Maybe with our Hearthguard Berserkers and Auric Hearthguard, taking a single hero only unlocks one unit as Battleline. This would help, obviously, see Volca Berserkers on the table more. But I do think we need to change the Volca Berserkers War Scroll as well, because just forcing you to take them isn't a good option. Now, how do we fix Volca Berserkers? This is a question I'd love to ask everyone on what do you think the changes are to make this unit a viable option in the army? For me, I would like to see maybe some charge bonuses for the unit. So reward this unit for being super aggressive. Maybe give it +1 attacks on the charge, and maybe you get +1 attack for having the dual hand weapons anyway. So you can have +2 attacks on the charge or something like that if you've got the dual hand weapons, and +1 attack on the charge if you've got the shield and either pick or axe. There's definitely some options here and some play around how you can make this unit sort of work with its charging and all of that. I really do think we need to think about how this unit works, make it more viable so that it becomes a proper useful tool to have alongside the Hearthguard Berserkers. So what do you think this unit needs? This is definitely something that needs to change, but I'm not exactly sure what we need to do to them. And maybe the change is changing Hearthguard from being so overbearing in the army as well. And the last point, speed. So I definitely think Fyreslayers need some speed added to their army. It is their one big weakness. Now, they don't need everything. They, of course, have the option for the units to come up with the Rune Smiter, Rune Father. I can't remember the name of the character. They're all the same character, almost. The one that brings them in tunneling. I'm pretty sure it's Rune Smiter. Rune Father's the one on Magma. Anyway, now they have that option, but I think maybe this is where Volca Berserkers can come in. Do we give Volca Berserkers run and charge to give the army some extra speed and really give this unit some useful options in compared to Hearthguard Berserkers, which will be a much more defensive option on the table. So you can have the aggressive Volca Berserkers going out and claiming your objectives, meanwhile your big Hearthguard Berserker and Auric Hearthguard move up behind them. It could be an interesting sort of play to have with the two units, and definitely give Volcards a little bit of a useful trait within the army. But for me, that is the big thing I think that Fyreslayers need. And Volcards really, I mean, they've been the focus of 2 points in this. They really do need some upgrades and some changes. And so I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts and ideas on how do you make Fyreslayers work with their current model range. What do you do? What changes need to happen? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and turn those bell notifications on so you don't miss a beat when we upload new stuff to the channel. Lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel in another way, you can do so either by helping support the channel on Patreon or YouTube members. This allows us to continue to make new content for the channel, exploring other game systems outside of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, like we have started to with things like Elder Scrolls: A Call to Arms and Conquest: The Last Argument of Kings and Warhammer 40,000. And it helps us just continue to make more Age of Sigmar content as well. Thank you to, though, everyone who has helped support, and we'd like to give them all a shout out to our patrons. First of all, Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Samuel. And to our YouTube members as well, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny Locklorick, The Journey 84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Sean Scott, and Diplomat. And a special thank you, of course, to, first of all, Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel you see here, and to Xmorphic, who does all the awesome background work on our Discord server, keeping that nice and running properly for us all. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.